I'm about to show you the one meal that actually reverses arterial plaque. Not slows it down, not manages it, reverses it. And I can prove it. I'm Dr. Saira, cardiac surgeon for 20 years, and I've spent 2 decades cutting open chests and looking at diseased arteries with my own eyes. I've held calcified vessels in my hands. I've seen plaque that's turned arteries into concrete pipes. And I'm telling you right now, everything you've been told about how to unclog your arteries is wrong. The internet is full of nonsense. Lemon water to dissolve plaque, apple cider vinegar to clean your arteries, garlic supplements to melt cholesterol. It's all garbage. Your arteries are not kitchen pipes. Plaque is not grease stuck to the walls. You can't pour Drano down your throat and clear them out. That's not how this works. And the reason I know is because I've seen what actually happens inside diseased arteries. When I open a chest for bypass surgery, when I cut into a coronary artery that's 90% blocked, I see the pathology. I see the biology. And it's not what you think. Plaque is not cholesterol that's stuck to your artery wall like grease on a pipe. Plaque is an immune response. It's inflammation. It's your white blood cells attacking oxidized cholesterol that's trapped inside your vessel wall. It's an autoimmune war happening inside your arteries right now. And if you want to reverse it, you need to understand the mechanism. Because once you understand what plaque actually is, once you understand how it forms and why it grows, you'll realize that the meal I'm about to describe isn't some hippie health food nonsense. It's a targeted intervention. Every ingredient activates a specific pathway. Every compound triggers a specific cellular response. This meal doesn't clean your arteries. It activates reverse cholesterol transport. It forces your immune cells to spit out the cholesterol they've eaten. It prevents calcium from turning your vessels into bone. It stops LDL from oxidizing in the first place. This is cellular biology. This is immunology. This is how you actually reverse plaque. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what's happening inside your arteries right now. You'll understand why standard advice doesn't work, why low-fat diets make things worse, why statins alone aren't enough, and you'll understand the exact meal, the exact ingredients, the exact compounds that activate the pathways your body needs to pull cholesterol out of your artery walls and reverse the disease. This is not theory. This is not a fad. This is peer-reviewed science, and it works. But first, you need to understand what plaque actually is. Your artery wall has 3 layers. The innermost layer is called the intima. It's a single layer of endothelial cells. These cells form a barrier between your blood and the deeper layers of the vessel. When these cells are healthy, they're smooth, they're slippery. They produce nitric oxide, a gas that keeps the vessel dilated and prevents blood cells from sticking. But when these cells are damaged by high blood pressure, by smoking, by diabetes, by chronic inflammation, they become dysfunctional. They stop producing nitric oxide. They become sticky. They develop gaps. And through those gaps, LDL cholesterol particles enter the vessel wall. If that LDL just sat there, it wouldn't be a problem. But it doesn't just sit there, it oxidizes. The fats in the LDL become rancid. The proteins become damaged. The particle becomes oxidized LDL. And oxidized LDL is recognized by your immune system as a foreign invader. Your body sends in white blood cells called monocytes. They transform into macrophages. These are the garbage collectors of your immune system. The macrophages see the oxidized LDL and they eat it. But the macrophage can't process all that cholesterol. It becomes engorged with lipid. It transforms into what we call a foam cell, a fat-filled immune cell. And foam cells are the foundation of plaque. Those foam cells are trying to help. They're trying to clean up the oxidized LDL. But they get stuck. They can't leave the vessel wall. So they just sit there, bloated, sick, dying. And when they die, they rupture. They spill their contents into the vessel wall. This debris triggers more inflammation. More immune cells are recruited. The plaque grows. And over years, this process continues. The plaque expands. It narrows the channel where blood flows. But the real danger isn't the narrowing, it's the rupture. Because plaque isn't stable. It's a dynamic inflamed lesion with a thin cap covering a core of dead foam cells and cholesterol debris. When that cap ruptures, the contents spill into the bloodstream. A clot forms instantly, occludes the artery, blood flow stops. If this happens in your heart, you have a heart attack. If it happens in your brain, you have a stroke. This is how plaque kills. Not by slowly narrowing the artery until it closes, but by rupturing suddenly and triggering a clot. And the plaques that rupture aren't always the biggest ones. Sometimes a plaque that's only 40 or 50% occlusive ruptures and kills you, because it's not the size that matters, it's the composition. It's how inflamed the plaque is. This is why the standard approach doesn't work. Cardiologists focus on narrowing. They measure how much the artery is blocked. If it's blocked more than 70%, they stent it. Problem solved. Except it's not solved because the plaque is still there, inflamed, unstable, ready to rupture. The stent prevents symptoms, but it doesn't reverse the disease. And the plaques that aren't stented, the ones that are only 30 or 40% occlusive, Those are the ones that kill you because nobody's treating them. This is why we need a different approach. We need to stabilize the plaque. Better yet, we need to reverse it. We need to pull the cholesterol out of the foam cells, out of the vessel wall, back into the bloodstream where it can be transported to the liver and excreted. This process exists. It's called reverse cholesterol transport, and it's the only way to actually reverse plaque. Your body has a mechanism for this, HDL cholesterol, high-density lipoprotein. HDL is good because it's a transport vehicle. Its job is to pick up cholesterol from tissues and bring it back to the liver. When HDL encounters a foam cell, it docks on the cell surface. It activates a protein called ABCA1. This protein pumps cholesterol out of the foam cell and loads it onto the HDL particle. The HDL carries the cholesterol away back to the liver. The liver excretes it into bile. The cholesterol leaves your body. The foam cell shrinks. The plaque regresses. This is reverse cholesterol transport. But most people's reverse cholesterol transport is broken. Their ABCA1 isn't activated. Their foam cells can't eject the cholesterol. So the plaque just grows until it ruptures. But ABCA1 can be activated. HDL function can be restored. Reverse cholesterol transport can be turned on. Not with medication, not with surgery, with food. Specific foods, specific compounds eaten in a specific combination. This is the meal I'm about to describe. There are human studies showing that specific dietary interventions activate ABCA1, that they increase reverse cholesterol transport, that they reduce plaque burden. But you need to understand one more thing: calcium. As plaque matures, calcium deposits form. Your body tries to wall off the inflammation. It lays down calcium like scar tissue. Over time, the plaque becomes calcified, hard, rigid. Your arteries literally turn into bone. We measure this with a coronary calcium score. A score of 0 means no plaque. A score over 400 means severe disease. And a score over 1,000 means you're a walking time bomb. Thomas was 68 years old. His calcium score came back 836. Severe disease. His cardiologist put him on a statin, told him to eat a low-fat diet. 1 year later, they repeated his calcium score, 981. It had increased by 145 points. The plaque was growing, despite the statin, despite the diet. Thomas came to me. I told him to stop eating a low-fat diet. I told him the exact meal I'm about to describe to you. I explained the mechanisms. Thomas changed his diet. He ate this meal every single day. We repeated his calcium score 18 months later, 922. It had decreased 59 points. The plaque was regressing. Thomas is still alive today. His calcium score is 841. Still high, but declining. The disease is reversing. Now let's talk about the meal. This is not a recipe. This is a protocol. Every ingredient serves a specific purpose. The first component is the nitrate donor. You need arugula or beets, preferably both. Your endothelium produces nitric oxide. This is the most important molecule in cardiovascular health. Nitric oxide dilates your vessels, it prevents blood cells from sticking, it prevents plaque formation, but in atherosclerosis, nitric oxide production is impaired. You can restore nitric oxide through the enterosalivary nitrate-nitrite Oxide pathway. You eat foods high in nitrate. Arugula, spinach, beets. The nitrate is absorbed. Your salivary glands concentrate it. You swallow your saliva. Bacteria on your tongue convert nitrate into nitrite. You swallow the nitrite. Your stomach acid converts some of it into nitric oxide immediately. The rest travels through your bloodstream. When it reaches your blood vessels, your endothelial cells convert it into nitric oxide. Your vessels dilate. Blood flow increases. Endothelial function is restored. This only works if you have the bacteria. If you kill the bacteria, the pathway stops. How do you kill oral bacteria? Mouthwash. If you use mouthwash, you destroy the pathway. Your body can't make nitric oxide from nitrate. Studies prove this. If you want this to work, you need to stop using mouthwash immediately. Just brush your teeth. Don't kill the bacteria that are keeping your arteries alive. How much nitrate do you need? 300 to 500 millimoles per day. That's about 2 cups of arugula, or 1 large beet. I prefer arugula. You're going to use it as the base. A large salad. 2 to 3 cups of arugula. Raw, not cooked. Cooking destroys some of the nitrate. Your salivary glands will concentrate the nitrate. The bacteria will convert it. Nitric oxide will flood your system. Your vessels will dilate. Blood flow will increase. Within hours, you'll feel it. The second component is high phenolic extra virgin olive oil, not just any olive oil. High phenolic. Olive oil contains a compound called oleocanthal. This is what makes high-quality olive oil taste peppery. That burning sensation in the back of your throat, that's oleocanthal. And oleocanthal is one of the most powerful compounds for cardiovascular health. It's anti-inflammatory. It reduces inflammation in your vessel walls. It stabilizes plaque. And critically, Oleocanthal upregulates ABCA1. It activates the gene that produces this transporter. Your foam cells start expressing more ABCA1 on their surface. And more ABCA1 means more cholesterol ejection, more reverse cholesterol transport, more plaque regression. The paradigmed trial proved this. 7,000 participants. They were randomized into 3 groups: low-fat diet, Mediterranean diet with nuts, Mediterranean diet with extra virgin olive oil 50 milliliter per day. That's about 4 tablespoons. At the end, the olive oil group had 30% reduction in cardiovascular events compared to the low-fat group. But not just any olive oil, high phenolic olive oil. If you use cheap olive oil, you're not getting oleocanthal. You need the phenolic compounds. When you buy olive oil, look for extra virgin, cold-pressed, harvest date on the bottle, dark glass bottle. Do the taste test. Swallow it. It should burn the back of your throat. That burn is oleocanthal. If it tastes smooth, it's low in phenolics. Don't buy it. How much? 50 milliliter per day. 4 tablespoons. You dress your arugula salad with it generously. This is medicine. Pour it on. The third component is vitamin K2, not K1, K2. Vitamin K2 is involved in calcium metabolism. Its job is to direct calcium to the right places into your bones, not into your arteries. K2 activates a protein called matrix GLA protein, MGP. This protein is made by smooth muscle cells in your artery walls. Its job is to inhibit calcification. It binds to calcium crystals and prevents them from forming. But MGP only works if it's activated by vitamin K2. Without K2, MGP remains inactive. Your arteries calcify. They turn into bone. High calcium score means low K2, inactive MGP, uncontrolled calcification. Most people are deficient in K2. It's only found in specific foods: fermented foods, aged cheeses, natto. Natto is the richest source of K2 on the planet, specifically menaquinone 7 MK7. Studies show that MK7 supplements stop calcium scores from increasing. In some cases, they decrease. The calcium is being pulled out of the arteries. Thomas ate natto every single day, 50 gray. His calcium score decreased from 981 to 841 over 3 years. That's regression. That's reversal. And it's because of K2. If you can't eat natto, aged cheeses like Gouda contain K2. Or MK7 supplements. The dose is 180 to 360 micrograms per day. This is safe. This activates MGP. It stops calcium from depositing. It starts pulling existing calcium out. The fourth component is pomegranate, specifically pomegranate arils. Pomegranates contain polyphenols called punicolagens. These bind directly to LDL particles. They coat them. They prevent free radicals from attacking the LDL. The LDL can't oxidize, and if it can't oxidize, your immune system doesn't recognize it as foreign. Macrophages don't eat it, foam cells don't form, plaque doesn't grow. Researchers gave people pomegranate juice for 1 year. They measured carotid intima media thickness. The thickness decreased. The plaque regressed. LDL oxidation had decreased dramatically. Pomegranate also increases paraoxinase activity. Paraoxinase is an enzyme on HDL particles. It breaks down oxidized lipids. It cleans up oxidized LDL. Pomegranate increases paraoxinase. Your HDL becomes more protective, more functional, better at reverse cholesterol transport. 1 cup of pomegranate arils provides about 300 milliguars of punicolagens. That's a therapeutic dose. You add them to your arugula salad. They provide oxidation protection. Let's put this together, the complete meal. Start with a large bowl, 2 to 3 cups of fresh arugula. This provides nitrates. Add 1 cup of fresh pomegranate arils. These provide punicolagens. They'll prevent LDL oxidation. Dress the salad with high phenolic extra virgin olive oil, 3 to 4 tablespoons. This provides oleocanthal. It'll activate ABCA1. If you can tolerate natto, add 50 grams on the side. If not, add 3 ounces of aged Gouda cheese or take an MK7 supplement. This activates MGP, stops calcification. That's the meal. Simple whole foods. Food chosen specifically for its bioactive compounds. Food that activates the exact pathways your body needs to reverse plaque. Let me address objections. First, this has too much fat. Yes, it does. But those calories are not the problem. The low-fat dogma has destroyed cardiovascular health. For 50 years, we've been told to avoid fat. And what happened? Obesity rates skyrocketed. Diabetes exploded. Heart disease remained the #1 killer. Because fat isn't the enemy. Oxidized LDL is the enemy. Inflammation is the enemy. And low-fat diets make all of these worse. When you cut fat, you cut HDL. Your reverse cholesterol transport slows down. Low-fat diets increase triglycerides. They increase small, dense LDL, the most dangerous type. But when you eat the right fats, olive oil, omega-3s, You improve your lipid profile. HDL increases. This is why the Mediterranean diet works. It's high in fat, but it's the right fat. Second objection, I can't eat this every day. Then you're not serious about reversing your plaque. This is medicine. If I prescribed you medication, you'd take it every day. This meal is medicine. You eat it every day? Is it expensive? Yes, but how much does a heart attack cost? How much does bypass surgery cost? This meal costs $10 to $15 per day. Bypass surgery costs $100,000. This meal is the cheapest insurance you can buy. Third objection, what about studies showing antioxidant supplements don't work? Correct. Antioxidant supplements don't work. Vitamin E pills, vitamin C pills. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about whole foods. Foods that contain thousands of compounds working synergistically. Pomegranates don't just contain one antioxidant. They contain dozens. These compounds work together. They activate genes, they modulate inflammation. You can't replicate that with a pill. Fourth objection, my doctor told me to take a statin. Isn't that enough? No. Statins lower LDL cholesterol. They slow plaque growth, but they don't reverse plaque. Statins don't activate ABCA1. They don't increase reverse cholesterol transport. They don't stop calcification. They don't prevent LDL oxidation. Thomas was on a high-dose statin. His calcium score still increased. You need both. Statin to lower LDL. Diet to activate the pathways. Now, the specifics. Sourcing. Buy arugula, fresh, organic if possible. 2 to 3 cups per day. Pomegranates. Buy whole fruit or prepackaged arils. 1 cup per day. Olive oil. Buy high phenolic. Look for at least 250 milligrams polyphenols per kilogram. Morocco Gold, Cobra Estate, Cordo Olive are good brands. 4 tablespoons per day. Natto. Buy from Asian grocery. 50 gram per day. If not, aged Gouda 3 ounces or MK7 supplement 180 micrograms. Timing. Eat this meal once per day. I prefer lunch. Be consistent. Preparation. Wash arugula. Add pomegranate arils. Drizzle olive oil. Toss. Eat slowly. Chew thoroughly. Let the nitrates mix with your saliva. What not to do? Do not use mouthwash. Do not skip the olive oil. Do not use low-quality olive oil. Do not substitute arugula with spinach. Do not eat this meal, then eat junk the rest of the day. This meal is part of a comprehensive approach. Avoid seed oils, avoid sugar, avoid refined carbs, monitoring, get a baseline calcium score. Repeat in 18 to 24 months. If stable or decreasing, it's working. Get an advanced lipid panel, carotid ultrasound, high sensitivity CRP. These tests give you data. Why doesn't your doctor know this? Because medical education is broken. Doctors are trained to prescribe medication, not to understand nutrition. The average medical school provides less than 20 hours of nutrition education, and there's no money in lifestyle intervention. You can't patent arugula. Pharmaceutical companies fund research. They're not interested in promoting interventions that don't involve their drugs. I created an ebook. It's called the Arterial Remodeling Protocol. Everything I know about reversing atherosclerosis, the complete science, the complete meal plan, the supplement protocol, the exercise protocol, the monitoring protocol. Real case studies. To get this ebook, go to the link in the description. Join Senior Health Daily. Before you go, watch one more video. The one supplement that dissolves arterial plaque, backed by 127 studies. Click now. Subscribe. Take care of your arteries. Eat this meal every day. Monitor your progress. Activate the pathways. Heal your arteries. I'll see you in the next video.